Guys, welcome. Black Scout Survival Late Night Live. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out with me tonight. So let's start off. I saw this article today right here. Do you boast about your fitness? Watch out. You'll unavoidably become right-wing. So apparently now you're part of the alt-right if you're in shape or into fitness. It says, I'm not sure what exercise does for your body, but I do know what it does to your personality, and it's not pretty. Dude, it's crazy, man. They prefer to use medications, big pharma, than actually be in shape and work out and be healthy. It's crazy. So anyway, everybody's favorite politician right here, Marjorie Taylor Greene, just reported buying over $100,000 worth of stock. Notable holdings include Goldman Sachs, Microsoft, and Hershey's Company. What does she know that we don't? This is from Track Insiders. I told you guys, make sure you follow that group because they always post various politicians and what they're investing money in. Obviously, a lot of them, they're making $100,000 a year, then they become millionaires within a short amount of time. They obviously know something. Marjorie Taylor Greene, a lot of people would assume would not be involved in that, but all politicians do the same things. So anyway, so these few companies, I went looking today. Obviously, Hershey Company apparently are supposed to spill their quarter estimates or whatever today. But I saw this article released about 8 hours ago. Hedge funds buying protection with defensive stocks, Goldman says. So apparently, hedge funds are turning increasingly defensive as uncertainty around geopolitics and the path of interest rates, global war, as well as stock markets in April swoon, has investment pros spooked. So maybe, she's doing it to protect herself, but probably not. Probably not. Just like all politicians. They're all the same, I just had to resubscribe. Yeah, Wayne, everybody does, man. Yeah, so anyway, somebody says that, she's doing anything bad. Well, we'll see. We'll see her bank accounts. I'm not calling her out yet, but that is pretty speculative to say the least. A lot of these guys do that, man. It's just the way it is. There's politicians and there are us. And I know, a lot of them will say the right things. Lindsey Graham says the right things right during election time. The rest of the 4 years he's voting with Democrats, but he says the right things during election time. That's how people go vote for him. A lot of politicians are just mouthpieces and stuff like that. And I'm not saying she is. She's tried to do a lot of things, and obviously she gets shut down by a lot of people. But anyway, so Wendy, thank you, says she's helped her blood pressure with Black Forest supplements. Good deal. It helped me tremendously as well. Have you tried the cocoa flavonols? Because that helps a lot. Anyway, the subscribers started dropping when I brought up Marjorie Taylor Greene stock changes, man. It's crazy. Like people it's like Yuri Besimov says, when you show them facts, they still deny it. And a lot of people think, oh, it's only the Democrats. No, Republicans do too. You can show them the facts and they still, no, like banning bump stocks. No. You show people facts and they still deny it. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, you can't trust any politicians. It's just the way it is. Like once you get in that circle, it's ball game, It's us and them. But anyway, did you guys see this? Speaking of politicians, Massachusetts House Democrats vote against bill to prioritize homeless veterans for shelter and argue that illegal immigrants need more support because they don't speak English. Are you freaking kidding me? So this was actually last week, and contentious vote took place in the Massachusetts House of Representatives where a bill aimed at prioritizing U.S. military veterans for shelter assistance over illegal immigrants was defeated. The opposition from Democrats was that partly on that argument that non-English speaking illegal immigrants require more substantial support due to language barriers. We're living in some kind of alternate reality, right? We really are. It doesn't even make sense. They kicked veterans out right and left out of various homeless shelters in New York City to put in migrants. This is happening. It's happening across the country. And to say because the language barrier, dude, they came here illegally, and we're going to put people out that served our country for it. Just doesn't make sense. What else doesn't make sense is this document right here. This is actually was leaked by the Libertarians of Colorado, and it said words banned by the Colorado House Democrats. So this was actually from as of April 22nd. These are prohibited words: capitalism, communism, communist, constitution, constitutional republic, defense use of guns. So any defensive use of with firearms is off the table. Founding fathers, free market, God, energy security, housing security, income security, freedom you can't talk about, exception when freedom is freedom from religion, freedom from the consequences of bad life choices. Justice is acceptable when used in the restorative, such as justice includes rapist to cohabitate with his victims because he's also a victim of systemic racism. So you can use justice whenever it's used with the social justice stigma. Objective truth, property tax reduction, republic. Can you believe that? Republic, Democratic Socialist Party of America. Trump is acceptable when you say Trump is a threat to democracy. Dude, I might have missed some, but you can go back and read it for yourself. But it's absolutely insane. It's insane. Now, what else is insane is that the Democrats are flipping sides right and left. Now, it's going to be wild. Now, I've talked about this in the past. Unions is really a socialist construct. It is and I know some of you guys may be involved. I'm a conservative. I'm not saying that you're a socialist. I'm saying the union organization is a socialist construct and largely held by Democrats. Okay, so when you look at the upper echelons of the unions, they're Democrats. Okay, and I'm not saying the worker because they're like, I'm a Republican. I know that, So it's just like people in the military, although it's ran by someone that is maybe Joe Biden, it doesn't mean the troops are Democrat. So anyway, the unions are talking about they're flipping. Check it out.
Democrats have basically pushed all the union members to the other side at this point.
So Democrats for Trump.
That's what it seems to be. You can see.
Yep. With these crazy policies, when you have people looking at their receipts when they go to the grocery store, they see homeless veterans getting kicked out of shelters. You see all these things happening around you. What else can you do? And it's crazy. Like, these are Democrats that are flipping. Now we have the man, Reverend Al Sharpton. You're going to sit here and you say, dang, man, I agree with Al Sharpton. Check it out.
The Democrats, how do all of us on that side say January 6th was wrong if you can have the same pictures going on college campuses?
Good Lord, don't make a parallel with January 6th.
You lose the moral high ground.
That has happened, though.
Okay,
that has happened.
So we know what's going on here.
They're getting mad with him. You heard. He said, how can you be upset about J6? What's going on college campuses? Now, the biggest one that's crazy is New York City Mayor Adams. No, let me go back to that first. Did you know out of the 300 people that were arrested at the Columbia University last night, that the majority of them were not students? And we talked about this. I think John and I talked about this last week on Friday, where we were saying that just like the BLM social justice riots, they were busing people from out of state. These people were from out of state that were at this campus. Like, these are paid Soros agitators. Like, it's crazy, man. And when you say this, they say, oh, it's a right-wing conspiracy theory. It is actually happening. I mean, it's proven. It's proven. But anyway, this was crazy. Mayor Adams, check it out.
And another significant part of the video was at the end. That's our flag, folks. Don't take over our buildings and put another flag up. That may be fine to other people, but it's not to me. My uncle died defending this country. And these men and women put their lives on the line. And it's despicable that schools will allow another country flag to fly in our country. So blame me for being proud to be an American. And I thank Commissioner Daughtry for putting that flag back up. We're not surrendering our way of life to anyone.
Amen. Amen. We're not surrendering our way of life to anybody. I agree with the man. Is it not crazy? Now, all of a sudden, Joe Biden has led the Democrats into being patriotic Americans. It is crazy. Do you think back in 2019 when they were pushing Joe Biden up, they would have thought that Joe Biden would have unified the country as patriotic Americans? I mean, it's wild. Larry, thanks, buddy. No, I have not heard about this, man. I will definitely search into it. I've not heard about that. Because I love to talk about when military guys are doing something crazy. But yeah, it's crazy, man. We got Al Sharpton, the Democrat Union, and we have New York City Mayor Adams all flipping. So let's talk about something crazy, man. Let's talk about something crazy here. Coincidental, second Boeing whistleblower dies in 2 months. So a Boeing whistleblower has died due to a surprise infection, according to his family, just 2 months after another one apparently offed himself, they say. Now, Joshua Dean, we did a video on that. Joshua Dean was the guy's name. He's a former quality inspector for Spirit Air Systems, a supplier of Boeing. He got MIRA last week, right? And now MIRA is a type of staph infection, and is the reason why it's so dangerous because it's resistant to antibiotics. And so his family said that Dean was a guy into health and fitness and what have you, and he was in good health to 2 weeks ago, where he just all of a sudden couldn't breathe, went in the hospital, developed pneumonia, and followed up by MIRA. So he had filed a complaint against Spirit in 2023, alleging that the company had fired him after he raised concerns about a serious and gross misconduct by senior quality management of the 737 production line. Now, we've talked a lot about the 737s and how just horrible that is. I would not fly anyway. Randy said, throw your whistle. Where's Randy? Randy says, throw your whistle away. Talking about sending a message, right? But anyway, he was represented by the same attorney that John Barnett, the guy that died 2 months ago, who was found dead in his truck, right? Or in March. So yeah, about 2 months ago, or a little less than 2 months ago. So MIRA is usually spread by contact through an infected person carrying the bacteria. This includes through contact contaminated wound or sharing personal items such as towels, razors, or have touched infected skin. And again, like I said, it's very difficult because it is essentially impervious to antibiotics. Now, how hard would it be for someone to come on? That's why my thumbnail, one of them, just all bumping into, boom. It probably doesn't take a lot, but I think it's obvious to say that this is a rare coincidence, wouldn't you? I mean, I don't think it's crazy to ask, to be the crazy conspiracy theorist to say, man, this is pretty odd coincidence. I mean, like, these folks should probably be buying lottery tickets. You know what I mean? But the other thing is there's 8 more. There's 8 more whistleblowers, or a total of 8. I'm not sure if that's counting these 2 guys, but there's a total of 8 represented by the same attorney. Now, if I was a whistleblower, man, I would get the message loud and clear. I would get it. I mean, you don't have to hit me in the head too much to make me understand something. I get what you're putting down. Okay, so we're going to see, because with this many other ones out here, what are all of them going to wind up leaving Earth? I mean, fair question, but we'll see. Maybe we'll start seeing them back out, right? See what happens to the attorney. You heard back in the day, man, mobsters, like, this is not a crazy thing. Mobsters would do this kind of stuff, right? Take out witnesses. They would hit the attorneys. They'd hit the prosecutors, the family members, Asymmetrical warfare, essentially, guerrilla warfare, these sort of things. These are tactics utilized even by the U.S. government, right? Don't put it past the U.S. government to do something like this. There's lots of politicians in bed with Boeing, like Nikki Haley, right? She got rich from the back rubbing, back scratching she was doing here in South Carolina. Okay. So don't think it's above them. They have tons of contracts with the U.S. government, U.S. military. So this is not some strange occurrence. You just probably saw James O'Keefe yesterday released a video where they were talking about that they had the CIA still monitoring Donald Trump, monitoring Donald Trump before, monitoring his ex-wife, all these sort of things. Like, this is not out of reach. And the thing is that in the 80s, when you heard these guys talk about, there's like a Mel Gibson movie where he was like a conspiracy theorist and all this stuff turned out to be true. People, when you say these things, they think, well, oh, he's a weirdo. He's a tinfoil hat guy. Well, they keep coming true, man, or too coincidental. So I don't know, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. I think somebody said BlackRock hit. Dude, you'd be surprised, man. BlackRock is eating things up right now. Yeah, you better believe. Anything big military, big pharma, all these guys, mobsters, man. Yep. That's a lot of unrelated ones. You're right. And Maria, nothing's too crazy to ask anymore. It's right. It's not. It does. It looks super bad. It does. I mean, dude, when a dude winds up in his car in a parking lot, and he said, just like John McAfee, just like Jeffrey Epstein, I'm not wanting to off myself. And then this happens. I mean, come on, guys. We have people saying it within 2 months. They're doing a huge case on this. It's like every time they're about to go witness to this stuff, they vanish. They leave Earth, OG K9 said, yeah, man. Yeah, if y'all didn't see the James O'Keefe stuff, it's definitely worth checking out, right? But Garth, good point. Where did Marjorie Taylor Greene get $100,000 cash? Great question, my brother. Great. You're asking the right questions. It's a good question. Anyway, guys, I just want to let you know, make sure you go get, we only have the red left, guys, the red, we call it Jack's cap, distressed hat. That's all we got left. So make sure you go pick them. We only got a couple left. And when they're gone, they're gone. So make sure you get them. And I do appreciate you having me. I know your thoughts about this. And guys, we're going to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.